In terms of how friendly the people are to tourists, I would say vary. Some of the most friendly people that I've seen, it's almost like in Bangladesh, you're almost like a celebrity as a foreigner.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I meet a Canadian guest. Her name is Merie. She visited Bangladesh at first time.
Yeah, first time in Bangladesh.
We want to make an interview. Hello Kerry, welcome
Hi.
my channel.
Thanks.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Me and my boyfriend just arrived in Dhaka today. We took the night train from Chittagong, and so far it's been a very interesting day.
Till today you have been to many countries. How many countries you have visited in your life?
So I think that I've been to about 60 something countries. Yeah.
From whom you heard about our country, Bangladesh?
So I can't remember the first time that I heard about Bangladesh, but I've been aware of it since I was a kid because in Canada there are many Bengali people, and close to where I grew up there was a community where a lot of people from India and a lot of people from Bangladesh were known to live in that community. So I've known about Bangladesh for a long time.
Though you are living here, it had been a while. Which feature of this country attracted you the most?
So the part that I was the most excited about for Bangladesh was the food and the culture. I had been to India before in 2018, and from what I saw online I understood that some of the cultural things would be very similar, like the streets with the rickshaws and the women in the saris and the friendly people. So I think that's the part that I was the most excited about.
What you do not like about our country?
I had to think about that for a while because I've really been enjoying our time in Bangladesh. I think maybe the most challenging thing has been the weather because we're here in June and July, so it's been raining a lot. Some days we haven't been able to do the things that we planned because there's been a lot of rain. Just today we were trying to go out in the streets, but it was completely flooded and children were swimming in it. It was so deep. I've never seen water like this before, so that was very, very interesting, but it's also been a bit of a challenge when it comes to planning a trip.
How tourist friendly this country is?
Tourist friendly. So I think that question has two answers. In terms of how friendly the people are to tourists, I would say vary. Some of the most friendly people that I've seen, it's almost like in Bangladesh you're almost like a celebrity as a foreigner. I think a lot of people here aren't used to seeing foreigners, so when we're in the train station, everyone is looking, people want to have pictures, everyone wants to talk to you, ask how you are. For example, when we went to go get SIM cards for our phones, everyone in the store rushed to help us. So I'd say that the people are very, very eager to help and are very, very friendly. But there are certain things that are a little bit challenging as a tourist in Bangladesh. For example, some of the public transportation can be a little challenging, but actually not as much as I was expecting. I thought it was going to be harder, but getting around has been it's been doable. And I think the people have spoken more English than I was expecting as well, so that's made things easier too.
Will you come back here for visit again?
I really hope so. I would love to come back. This region is one of my favorite parts in the world, but I think the next time I would not come in the monsoon season. Yeah.
How far you knew about Bangladesh?
I have known about Bangladesh a long time. I can't say that I was super knowledgeable about Bangladesh. I knew some things about the religion, some things about the culture, but I've been learning a lot since I've been here.
The visit you made here, did it change any of your point of view about our homeland?
So yes, the biggest thing that surprised me was when we were in Cox's Bazar and we were on the beach, and I've been in many other countries where on the beach it's just filled with trash everywhere. and I thought that's what it was going to be like in Cox's Bazar, but actually no. Like we barely saw any trash at all on the beach. We were even walking at one point through like a grassy part of like just off of the beach. There was like a grassy meadow, and didn't see a single piece of trash, and we were really surprised about that. Given what the media tells people about Bangladesh, I really thought that there was going to be more pollution than there is.
Which food do you like the most?
We've really been enjoying all of the Bangladeshi food. Food from this part of the world is some of the best. I really like different types of curry. We were having some seafood in Cox's Bazar. We've met some different friends who have cooked for us, and that's all been really good. We've tried some new things in restaurants. I don't know all of the names of the dishes, but they have been really delicious.
How many dishes you tried here, and what are they?
A lot of different ones. Many different kinds. We've been having street food. We've had things cooked for us in people's homes. We've gone to restaurants. Yeah, we've tried a lot of different things, but all of them have been really good.
When someone says Bangladesh, what comes to mind at the first place, and why?
I think about women's clothes, like the saris, the beautiful clothes that the women wear here. I think that's the first thing that I think of, the colorful clothing.
Tell some interesting things about Canada.
Canada, interesting things. Well, Canada's a very nice country. It's a beautiful country, second largest country in the world. So it's very, very large, but with a small population. Like only 35 million people live in Canada. So the population is very small compared to the land size. It's mostly just concentrated in a few cities very close to the US border, and the rest of Canada is just wild, basically. A lot of nature. It's really a beautiful country to visit if you are a nature lover, and it's a very nice country, very culturally diverse. There's a lot of people living in Canada from all over the world, including from Bangladesh. So it's one of the countries that people would call a melting pot. It's, yeah, very diverse nation.
Tell something like some bad aspects of Canada.
Some negative aspects of Canada. The first thing that comes to mind is the weather. I don't recommend visiting Canada in the winter. It gets very, very cold. I guess, honestly, Canada is a really nice country. So there's not that many negatives. I guess the only other negative I can think of is that it is expensive. You know, it's a very highly developed nation, and things are very pricey in Canada.
Tell something about Justin Trudeau, your Prime Minister.
Justin Trudeau, you either love him or you hate him.
Just describe himself from your perspective, from your own perspective.
You know, I count my blessings because, especially with a lot of the travels that I have done in the world, I think it's very easy to criticize Canada's politicians, but after going to other countries where they don't have the kind of democracy that we do in Canada, I feel pretty grateful for my political system. I don't agree with everything Justin Trudeau has done, or any leader in Canada. There are many things that he's done that I don't approve of, but there are also things that he has done that I like. So I'm not like a huge Justin Trudeau fan, but he's okay.
Tell some advices to stop welfare, frequent welfare, what is happening in Canada.
Welfare, you mean like people on taking money from the government?
No, how to stop these kind of things from your perspective.
Stop which kind of things?
Welfare.
Oh, wildfires.
What is happening frequently in Canada?
Oh my gosh, I don't know how you stop wildfires. I think they have whole teams of people who are trying to figure out how to stop wildfires, and they can't seem to do that. So I don't know, it's a natural phenomenon. We have a lot of forest fires because there's a lot of forest. I think probably the biggest cause would be people camping and setting campfires. So maybe if you had more rangers looking for those people. But that would be a really difficult task because we're talking about huge amounts of land that are completely open, and that would be really difficult to do. So I honestly don't know what the solution is to the wildfires, unfortunately.
And Canada has a big Sikh community.
Yeah.
So can you tell something about Sikh culture, the religion, the religious practice, the temples?
Yeah, there are a lot of Sikh people in Canada. My doctor is Sikh. She's wonderful. Yeah, the Sikh people are really, really kind people. The first time that I was in India, I went to a Sikh temple, and that was really nice. I think the Sikh people have a very large community in Canada, and I think they're very well respected and known for being kind, respectful people.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.